organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Daily Iowan TV, your television, news, sports, and weather source, the Daily Iowan. I'm John Dedcott here in the Daily Iowan newsroom to give you an update about what's been going on around Iowa City. As students repopulate downtown Iowa City, nightlife picks up and so do drinking tickets. The Daily Iowan took a look at the number of drinking tickets issued this weekend compared to the first weekend of school last year. While several tickets like OWI's, disorderly house, and public intoxication stayed roughly the same, others did increase. For instance, the number of Paulas issued jumped from 18 last year to 38 this year. For more information on this story, be sure to check out Monday's pages of the Daily Iowan. And as the year begins, UI student government officials focusing more on student safety. UISG Vice President Brittany Kaplan said they plan to collaborate with several existing organizations, including the Rape Victim Advocacy Program, UI Police Department, and the Women's Resource and Action Center. UISG President Elliot Higgins said they also want to fulfill promises made during their campaign last spring. Those goals include making changes to the night ride service, creating a new tenant website, and expanding the U-Bill system. UISG will hold its first annual safety fair in October to promote safe practices both on and off campus. And students crowded the Pentecost lawn Sunday afternoon for their final step before becoming a Hawkeye, convocation. The class of 2015 had the chance to meet and listen to some of the biggest names and faces at the UI. Guest speakers included Provost Barry Butler, President of Student Life Tom Rockland, and UI President Sally Mason. Incoming freshman Storm Miller won the chance to deliver a convocation speech to hundreds of classmates. The convocation ceremony ended the new 3-day program on Iowa, aimed at getting incoming freshmen more acclimated to the university. And after the presentation, students were encouraged to head over to the annual university block party. Students mingled and ate some barbecue on a sunny Sunday evening. Sally Mason's own Church Street backyard was set up for the barbecue. The annual event also featured live entertainment by DJ Zato. The party did have to end sometime, however. Students opened classes Monday morning. And one Iowa organization is working to make the state legislature more transparent. The American Civil Liberties Union of Iowa launched its Open Government Project last week, which aims at increasing public access to records and meetings. Now, according to their website, the project provides several services, including free legal representation for anyone denied access to public records. Ben Stone, the executive director of the union, told the Daily Iowan that they were motivated by what he said is the failure of the Iowa legislature to provide adequate access to citizens. And an Iowa City man was attacked while walking home early this morning. Police said around 2:15 this morning, a 31-year-old resident was assaulted by 3 college-aged males near the corner of Bowery and Dodge Street. Now, the victim, who said he did nothing to provoke the attack, suffered some bruising after the attackers punched him repeatedly. The suspects are described as white males about 20 years old. The ringleader was about 5'10", between 150 and 180 pounds, and the other 2 were described as tall and thin. Now, Iowa City area Crime Stoppers is offering a reward of up to $1,000 for any information leading to an arrest. And now for all the news Hawkeye sports, let's send it over to Daily Iowan TV Sports' Tyler Culver at the sports desk. Tyler?
Thanks, John. The black and gold volleyball squad returned to practice to a much different looking Carver Hawkeye Arena. With a brand new state-of-the-art practice facility, head coach Sharon Digman claims it has helped the team have their best training camp in her Iowa career.
It's been a great training camp. It's probably this is my 4th one as a Hawkeye, and it's certainly been our most productive and best. And part of that is the new practice facility, for sure. I mean, I've never been a big fan of air conditioning until this year, and I realized you just can get a lot of work done when you don't have to stop and wipe up the floor after every contact to the floor, or just the whole flow of practice has just been a lot smoother.
Megan Eske will be leading the Hawks on the court this year as the lone senior on the squad, but the ladies have 5 returning starters, and even freshmen Megan McCook and Carrie Mueller have proven they can make an impact on this team from the start.
They both, they just both bring really good experience, believe it or not, as freshmen, but they both played in great clubs, great high schools, so they're good ball handlers. So their impact has been felt for sure. And if nothing else, their impact has been felt for us with our depth. Now we can do drills where we don't have 2 middle blockers that have to stay in the drill the whole time and just get really exhausted. So just from a depth standpoint, the freshmen have been tremendous.
This summer, the Nebraska Cornhuskers were officially added to the Big Ten Conference, and with students returning to campus this week, we got their reaction to the addition of the Huskers to the Big Ten Conference and how big the Iowa-Nebraska rivalry may turn out to be.
Nebraska really helps out the Big Ten. I think they're going to fit in just fine. I've always seen them more as a Big Ten school anyway, and I'm actually glad they're here. They're going to make the Big Ten that much better, more competitive, and more well-known around the nation.
I think it's a great thing for the Big Ten, considering how big of a rivalry the Iowa-Nebraska rivalry used to be when we used to play them.
I think it's going to be pretty big. I mean, obviously we're rivals with Iowa State, and I can see it becoming something like huge like that.
Man, it's going to be I think it's going to be a great rivalry. It might take a few years to build up.
I think it has the potential to be one of the biggest, up there with Michigan, Ohio State, teams like that, big college rivalry.
Sunday afternoon, the Iowa women's soccer team secured its first home win of the season after beating Southeast Missouri State 2-1. Iowa started quickly after scoring their first goal in the 7th minute. Sophomore Katie Nassenbunny scored the first goal off a corner kick by senior Morgan Showalter to give Iowa the lead. Southeast Missouri State's J.C. Boyko hit the top left corner of the net, tying the game with 5 minutes left in the first half. The Hawkeyes didn't waste any time taking care of business coming out of the break. With only 51 seconds in the second half gone, Iowa was fouled in the box, resulting in a penalty. Nassenbunny's penalty kick was saved, but the goalie wasn't able to hold on to the ball, resulting in a game-winning goal for Iowa. Afterwards, a proud coach Ron Rainey talked of how his team came away with the win.
We got the right result that we wanted. I thought mentally, maybe not as clean as we were on Friday, and so that's something we have to work on. Some positive things. People are working hard. We cut down on scoring chances, and in the second half, I think we had the right mentality through the 45 minutes.
The Iowa women's soccer team returns to action on Friday at home against Western Illinois. Thanks for your time, John. Back to you in the newsroom.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Monday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Be sure to read about how the President's annual block party introduced students to sustainability. Plus, check out part 2 in a 10-part series breaking down the Hawkeye football team one position at a time. And here's a quick look at Monday's weather forecast. The first day of classes should be a nice one. We're looking at a high of 85 degrees and a low of 66 degrees with sunny skies. Looking ahead to the week, temperatures are going to stay in the mid-80s, peaking at 90 degrees on Wednesday, and skies are looking clear all the way through the weekend. That's your latest update from Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at the same time or check us out online at dailyiowan.com. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm John Detcott in the Daily Iowan newsroom. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.